Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here, co-founder of MDC Trading Academy, with today's pre-market forecast for May the 3rd, Monday, May the 3rd, as we begin to look at our news items for this morning. As we can see, we have a fairly busy week in reference to economic reports. Interestingly enough, today, after having FOMC last week and an FOMC press conference, we have the chairman speaking today at 2:20, which is very rare. Once you have your FOMC minutes, statements, normally you have the press conference immediately after. And immediately you also have the Fed fund rate. Normally we don't have anything else, so this is going to be very interesting what this is all about, and we'll see what kind of effect this has in the market going forward. But the rest of the week is pretty loaded on unemployment information. Unemployment information, which is really important in reference to measuring the expansion in our economy. Let's quickly jump to our analysis chart. So interesting as we look at the market, as the market continues to churn towards these all-time highs up here. We've had 3 days, pretty much Thursday, Friday, and today, where we're pretty much moving sideways in a particular price range. Although we had an increase in volume, which is really interesting, an increase in volume. So, but that being said, we have closed the best April. We've had the best month. April's been the best month we've had in the S&P since actually November. So this is a really interesting dichotomy that we're having right now. Market is moving very slowly sideways with very low volume. Now it starts to increase a little bit, but nonetheless, we had our best April in a while and our best month since November. So what are we expecting today in this market? Let's look a little bit closer behind these numbers. And as you can appreciate, here's the sideways movement I was talking about. And remember, all of these predetermined areas, these are areas that we had technically determined where the market can potentially use as support and resistance. And sure enough, here comes the market right back to this area again, bouncing off here. So a lot of activity is happening right here, right in between these two areas here, the all-time high, of course, this support level here. So we're talking about a pretty amazingly large range here, from about 4170 to about 2010, about 2010. So that's a significant amount of points that are separating 40 points in here. That's the range that we're moving in. Let's look a bit behind those numbers, close to our analysis chart, to see what our plan for today is. Where's my chart? Come on. Here we go. Just to give you some perspective, this is the intraday low of Friday, intraday high. Look how we pretty much moved sideways. We oscillated between those two areas. Ultimately, we break clearly through the pre-market. A little choppy action here with these huge pops to the upside, huge pops to the downside, followed by another huge pop to the upside in this consolidation here. So here's our resistance area, here's our support area. We'll probably be dancing between these two areas for a while. What are we expecting? We're hoping to see is a continuation higher, potentially to retest here, or obviously a move down to here. Shorts are available from here to here, and of course any move below here, we're expecting a little bit move lower. Now we can also do a fib just to see where we are in reference to this run here overall. So let's look here, and we have retraced potentially 38% of this run, or 50% of the run already. We've hit this area, support area here, which seems to be a strong area. So this is where we find ourselves right here. So basically we can still retrace a little bit lower to the 61%, but I think if we break this level here, I think we just may move a little slower and grinding, but to the downside. So let's see what happens today. Make sure you plan out your trades and make sure you trade your plan. Take care. Have a great session.